Posey, I can get GP, I can get White Chocolate, I can get Alonzo Mourning. So I wonder if he had that conversation with Jimmy. We obviously know that Dallas did not have that conversation with Luka, and what conversation did they have? No. And obviously, they did have some conversations and didn't go well. You trade a 25-year-old top player. I just wish that people would just come out and say it. I don't like this guy. Boom, boom, boom. We traded him. Move on. So now you got other people asking questions. You got other people talking. And it's actually fun. This episode of the Big Podcast with Shaq is brought to you by The General. You know Shaq loves The General. Before the league, before the rings, before I got my big break, I've been rocking with The General. The General has been offering quality coverage for 60 years. You already know The General was there for Shaq when I needed him. Low rates and flexible payment options to keep you covered. If you're ready for your big break, you know what to do. Visit thegeneral.com to get a quote today. Again, visit thegeneral.com to get a quote today. There wouldn't be the Big Podcast without The General. What time is it? It's game time. The NFL playoffs are here, baby. Man, do I miss the good old days of my Cowboys playing for something. And for those who are lucky enough to have your team in the playoffs, there's no better place to get tickets than Game Time. They make getting tickets fast and easy.
What up, everybody? Game Time has an amazing feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to your favorite game or live events easier. Go Birds, baby. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Get the one you want. We're just looking through the Game Time app, browsing seats on Game Time Picks, and the curated deals are truly great. Well, you already know what I like about the Game Time app. Aside from the Game Time Picks feature, it's the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature shows the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. Check out the Game Time app.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BIGPOD. That's BIGPOD for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BIGPOD for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Remember, what time did I say it was? It's still game time, baby. Now, what do they do with LeBron? That's the question.
Yeah, what if LeBron calls you and he goes, hey, man, you know, you were my teammate when you were kind of getting up there in age, and they kind of, for the first time, made me realize this isn't my city anymore. You know, like, this is the first time that LeBron isn't the best player on his team, clearly, and that the plans are not for him. What are you telling LeBron?
I think at some point LeBron know it will be over soon. Of course, it'll be his decision, but, you know, he's done what he's done. Passed up Kareem, couple of championships. You might have to embrace it. I would definitely embrace it. You know, because I remember the first time I didn't have to act crazy, and it was when I was playing with LeBron. Because you know me, when I go to a team, I don't give a who you are. I realized I was getting older and it's over, but LeBron was so goddamn mature. It was actually a joy to sit back and see somebody else do it. And he was so, but, you know, he may have to say, hey, it's over. This franchise has done a lot. Let me help make them. Or he might be pissed off and say, okay, y'all don't want me. I'm going to go to Golden State. I'm going to go to New York.
At the same time, hold on. At the same time, now he doesn't need to drop 30.
He's not going to no damn Golden State.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching LeBron have a triple-double almost every night. Now I got Luka that can carry scoring. I could be that general on defense, and then we can go and get some pieces around. Like, or does Luka take the burden off him and extend LeBron's career?
Like, me and Charles always fight over defense and timely stops. My secret was to go crazy in the first 3 quarters, and Kobe, you could take over the 4th quarter. But I can rest and do everything. Rotate a little more, get a block shot, touch somebody up, you know what I'm saying? So
you're telling me LeBron can't become Draymond Green and play for another 10 years?
No, I'm saying.
I think he can.
I'm saying LeBron should save his energy. Like, you're 40, so you have to, instead of coming out, now you gotta pew. So I'm telling LeBron, Luka, go to work. And then when you need to do something, boom, boom, like uses, like they call it a 1-2 punch for a reason.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of fighters win with just the jab. I've seen a lot of fighters win with just a knockout punch. So if I'm LeBron at 41, I ain't trying to play all these minutes to do it. I'm saying, Luka, it's your team, you do it. Because at some point, LeBron's going to have to let go. I mean, I kind of ask myself, like, what is your motivation? You done it all. You got 4 rings. You passed up Kareem. You got the best points on that. Like, are you trying to get one more to tie the coaster? Like, you're trying to get 6. You're trying to do this. You're trying to do that. So if you're going to be motivated and you want to play an extra 4 or 5 years, you got to go to that knockout blow. And the new knockout blow is Luka Doncic.
We talked so much with our guy D Wade about the moment when he looked at LeBron and said, "It's your team now." And that was huge for their championship run and figuring that out. I'm curious, because LeBron still got some in the tank. I'm curious when that conversation happens. And for me, just the arc of the NBA, it's cool to be teammates with the best players ever, man. Because then you're tied to everyone. You can't tell the story of the NBA without including you, I think is special.
It's more of a useless title, but some people need to hear it to understand it, right? Same thing I did with D-Wade. I'm not fighting with no more young kids. You go ahead. I've been there. I had my time. I don't really know you like that, but I'm not going to be fighting with you. This was you before I got here. It's yours now. I'll just do what I do. And it worked. So you like, I think it would be smart for him to say that so nobody can, put risk between them. Because you already got people going, oh, LeBron's over this night. You don't want that. Hey, Luka, you the man. Do what you do. You averaging 28. They called you fat. I want you to average 30. I'm going to be looking for you. Just to get it out the way. And if he's smart, he should do that. Like, you're 40. You've been there and done that. If you want to add 2-3 more years so you can break records that will never be broken again, that's exactly what I would do. I would save my energy.
It's going to be more fun because now you get to watch this guy work and you get to oh wow, I get to hit the one rebound putback that gets the game, but he dropped 15 in the quarter.
Yes.
There's less on you now.
It is.
It's of all the conspiracies that have come out. Oh, this is to improve ratings in the NBA. Oh, this is because, as you mentioned, there's the Dallas thing where maybe they want to do a casino. All these things. When you hear these conspiracy theories, my first thought is, man, that's how bad of a trade it was for Dallas. We have conspiracy theories. Do you believe any of it, or is it just fun conversation?
I think it's just fun conversation, but in the treachery of the business of basketball, which people just come out and say. I want Nico to say, this is why we trade him. Nobody's really giving an answer. We want to know. Dirk wants to know. Mark Cuban wants to know. All of Dallas wants to know why you trade one of the best players in the league.
The one thing that I can take from Nico's press conference that commented at it was he kept mentioning culture and he kept saying defense wins championships. And it sounds like, from everything I've heard and the reports that are coming out, that it sounds like they were worried about giving this guy so much money because he already had so much control down there in Dallas, and they didn't think his work ethic was something that you build around. Nico was Kobe's guy. It sounded like they didn't believe in him long term.
Okay, well, say that then.
Yeah.
Say it. So other people can't get likes by making up BS conspiracy theories. Because once one of these conspiracy theories catches leg, now you got a whole nother conversation, a whole nother explanation. Now, I want a guy that can stop a guy, or I want a guy that's first team all NBA 5 years in a row and
I can mention you some shit.
28 and only gonna get better and has
got you,
dog in him. Richard, I'll take the guy that's averaging 28. This is why I don't take the truck all the time, because I've been a part of it. You have to have timely stops. You have to have guys that want to play defense. But for example, my guys were Rick Fox, James Posey. They were known as defensive players, but they weren't. They were not the Gary Payton type of defensive players. When you talk about Gary Payton locking you down. My guys would just play hard, have timely stops, and then drive and bring them to me. We get a time. So if you can have 2 or 3, 4 or 5 timely stops, especially when you have a lead and they can give you momentum, that's what it's going to take. You talk about, like Boston, they're not known for defense, but their team plays great defense and they have timely stops. When they beat Dallas, they had a lot of hey, don't let Luka get off. and they had 4 or 5 possessions where Luka had.
Oh, the one you just posted?
And, like those are timely stops. So,
What's happening, Caleb?
Again, you give me 4 guys and give me timely stops.
Appreciate you for popping in, bro.
Guys that can put that thing in the hole and averaging 40. I'm going with that all the time. So, again, that was just another excuse. But I'd rather you just have some balls and come out and say, hey, man, we didn't believe in them.
I'll say this, too. February 25th, Mavs at Lakers. TNT Tuesday night.
Ooh,
I can't wait.
I
can't wait.
You know what? I am not leaving that desk.
And I'm telling you right now, to our friends at DraftKings, I am going to love making a parlay with Luka dropping 40.
Hey, I appreciate you, dog.
LeBron's going to have like 10 dimes. I might even put some bets on Luka.
Okay, I really like this one. I like this one better than the one I did last year. This is already better than the one I did last year.
It's in LA.
Okay, ooh, even worse.
Even worse, because that place is going to go nuts. Nuts.
You know what I would do if it was at Dallas, if I was Luka? I'd just sit on the bus until it's time to play the game. I won't come in the arena. You're not gonna see me for warm-ups. I'm gonna just sit on the. I'm gonna get ready before I go.
Dressed in the jersey already?
Yeah, just sit on the bus and just listen to all the hate mail and then say, Luka, we about to run out. Then run out. Ooh, that's how I would do it. Ooh.
Luka hits like a huge 3 and then lifts up his jersey and he's like, I'm too fat.
Yes, exactly.
Bro,
Haven't
been posting lately. I gotta put some new stuff out. On God, you do.
I'm curious.
Man, on God, what you doing, bro? What you doing?
You from LA. Did you notice I know like you joke around about the body fat test and stuff. When you had a chip on your shoulder from Lakers, Miami, did you change? Like, did you find your work ethic change? Did you find your preparation change? Were you more motivated?
I had a conversation with Pat, and we had lost early that year. So Pat was like, "Hey, I need you to do this." I was like, "All right, I'll switch it up." But didn't do a lot of basketball stuff. Just did a lot of UFC and changed the way I ate and came in very, very light. And we could have won it that first year. Like I always tell a story. Made to the Eastern Conference Finals. I begged Coach Van Gundy. I said, bro, we already got the number 1, number 2 seed. We got 5 games left. Let me chill. I work out every day. I do it. Just let me chill. And he wanted me to play a game, and I was out there lollygagging around, and Jermaine O'Neal hit me in my thigh and split my thigh. We still made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, lost in Game 7, but I truly believe if he'd have gave me that time off, we definitely could have won the championship. But so to answer your question, did my work ethic change? Yeah, because now you got people doubting me. So now again, I wanted to shut them up.
Say no more.
That year, but came back the next year and did shut them up.
Did you see?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's a bad habit to do. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm still not done.
Conspiracy theory,
you know what I'm saying?
That the Chiefs get all the calls. What do you think about that whole conversation?
Rigged is a pretty thrown around word.
It's a dangerous thing to say.
Do the Chiefs get all the call? Yeah. Did Michael Jordan get all the calls? Yeah. Did Larry Bird get all the calls? Yeah. Did Magic Johnson get all the calls? Yeah. Did Kobe and D Wade get all the calls? Yeah. It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I wouldn't use the word rigged. Listen, it's business. I think it's more exciting to have a team that's won 2. Can they win 3? Pat Riley comes out, hey, if you win 3, you're allowed. Like, it's more. And then you got a team with a great quarterback and a running back who was thrown away. And it's a good Super Bowl. The Bills, would it be as exciting?
Yes.
Like you would probably have to pull a lot of storylines out of it to make it exciting, but
tripping.
It's a lot of people. Can Patrick Mahomes win 3? And listen, he's been great. The new money that he got, he deserves it. He gets the golf clap, and I hope he gets another big one, because when you get the big money, you got to step up and have big plays. And him and our boy Kelsey, they've been doing that, so I'm happy for them. Jalen Hurts, my fraternity brother, clean, smooth brother, done it the right way from Texas State. It's a class act. And, the way the Philadelphia Eagles, their fans, where they run the organization, this is a real great Super Bowl.
It's a great Super Bowl.
So when I hear my good friend Terrell say that, He makes a lot of good
Yes,
points.
sir.
I
Appreciate you.
wouldn't use the word rigged. I would just leave it at they wanted
Be safe, be safe.
Kansas City to be there for the business of football. Like that's better.
See,
Rig to me is saying at the beginning of the year is, hey, we need Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's rigged.
I didn't want to fucking do that shit.
Pat got hit. It wasn't really a pass interference. Yeah, he's a superstar quarterback. I don't want to make a mistake. Pass interference. Like, sometimes you just get caught in it.
It's good, bro. Fuck.
Listen to the story about Dominique Wilkins.
oh yeah, you've told this story.
Yeah.
We've gone over this though.
That's point shaving, and I should
Trying to
see.
avoid.
Because that's rigged.
I'll
That's
say
rigged. You got a coach. Hold on. You got a coach that comes in before the games that say we don't want Shaquille O'Neal to be the leading scorer in the NBA. He's too young. He's too cocky. He's doing movies. He's doing albums. You're only gonna play 5 minutes, and we're gonna let David Robinson do what we're gonna do. That's rigged.
All right, two things. Number one, you said to me behind the scenes last week that you wanted to bet on the Chiefs against me for $1,000. You no longer want to make that bet, it sounds like?
Not.
Okay. I still owe you that check.
Yes.
I'm going to find a way to send you the money. But I'm just going to take some more of that.
Or just bring it and see you. Honest.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Yes.
I'm going right from here to New Orleans. We'll figure it out. But anyway, this is a really interesting situation for me because I am good friends with Mahomes and Kelsey, and the Eagles are the only thing that I'm irrational about in life. At the same point, I don't give a about that friendship. I only want the Eagles to win. I'll be friends with them forever, and then whatever. But the one thing I'll say is I have clips from old podcasts that I've hosted that were saying that Patrick Mahomes was the most talented quarterback after he had played 3 games. I have been calling Mahomes and Kelsey the greatest quarterback tight end combo before they won a Super Bowl together. Like, I have been right about these guys. There are clips of me arguing with Bart Scott where Bart was like, the NFL's going to figure out Mahomes. And I'm like, no one's figuring out this guy. He's that good. I love these guys. I believe that the world began to turn on them because the world always turns on greatness. They loved Shaq and Kobe, but after they won 3, they wanted to break them up. That's just how earthlings are. But I believe that we started hearing these rigged things once the introduction of Taylor Swift happened. Because what started to happen was people went, man, they're forcing this down our throat. They keep showing her on TV. Whenever they would show her, the ratings would skyrocket because what was... Oh my gosh. I said...
You said skyrocket. Do it again.
The ratings started to skyrocket.
What the hell?
That's hilarious. Big Brother is watching.
Man.
But like Shaq, I'll never...
One more time.
the ratings for our podcast will skyrocket.
Come on, dog.
Chill out. Zoom around.
Oh, jeez. I've never seen that before in my life.
But Shaq, I'll never forget, there was
still
a
saying that?
barista at a coffee shop we worked at. That was the
still
biggest
saying
Taylor
that?
Swift fan I've ever met. Ever. She was obsessed. And she had never watched an NFL game. And she came to me one day and she goes, I know you're in sports. She goes, I've started watching the NFL. What is offsides? And I was like, wait. She goes, I only watch because of Taylor Swift. And I didn't know there were people that were actually like that.
And that's good
And so
for business.
when that started to happen, that's when people started to say, oh, they're rigging this for the Chiefs. I was at the last Super Bowl where the Chiefs beat the Eagles, and it ended on a very controversial call where they called pass interference on the Eagles or a hold on the Eagles on James Bradbury, and it was very questionable.
I was there.
You were there too with Taylor Swift. And I'll say that the call stunk, but I never felt like we were getting, like the NFL sent down a memo that was like the Chiefs have to win. It was questionable, it was ticky-tack, but that's all penalties are kind of like that. So even
Yes, it
though
was
I'm
ticky-tack.
I'm Eagles fan, I
Yeah.
never am thinking, man, I think they're trying to get the Chiefs to win this race.
So if you're going to throw around that word rigged, I would use it before the Super Bowl. Because once you're at the Super Bowl, we done already made our money. Now we're going to get extra money.
True.
Now we're going to get our extra money. Now the 2 best teams are here. Now we're out the way. So was the call questionable? Yes. Again, like, listen, me and Terrell been friends for a long time. I wouldn't use the word rigged. A lot of mistakes, yeah, but like rig has to start from the beginning. Yes, like rig has to start from the beginning and go all the way to the end. So
I don't like rigged because there are too many people's livelihoods. There are too many people that get hurt. There are too many people that are giving everything so that some random fan can walk around being like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Like,
right.
Shut up. These things are
skyrocketed. Skyrocketed.
Come on, man.
Skyrocket.
No.
Oh, it didn't work anymore. Oh.
Skyrocket.
It doesn't work anymore.
I think we've used our fill.
Yeah.
Shit.
Ask Dr. O'Neill.
Hold on.
3 months.
Hold on.
What?
That's actually scary.
What?
It's like I'm sitting here laughing. That's what's scary.
Oh, that they're maybe listening to our conversation.
No, ain't no maybe. They're listening. You did it 3 times in a row as a joke.
Skyrocket. Maybe it was the 2 thumbs. Skyrocket. Oh.
See? Yeah. I don't like that. I don't. I do not like that.
President.
Yeah.
Okay, B-Rob from Chicago asked Dr. O'Neill. 3 months ago, I borrowed money from my girlfriend's purse to buy her a birthday gift because I'm between jobs. My plan was to give it back as soon as I got a job, but she blamed her roommate, and now they're no longer friends. I want to tell her what happened, but I know she won't ever speak to me again. What should I do? Wow!
First of all, you can't borrow nobody's money to buy them a gift.
That's crazy.
That's called stealing.
Yeah, that's called stealing. Second of all, she loves you because she didn't even think about you. She went straight to Sarah. Sarah, I don't believe Sarah did this. So my advice to you is, after we answer this question, we don't know you. What they don't know won't hurt them. Don't ever bring this up ever again in your life, okay? Because one, she got rid of Sarah. You probably wanted her to get rid of Sarah anyway. Now it's more time for you.
Otherwise, you would have said something.
Yeah, exactly. So now if you do say something, she's going to feel really bad. And if she does keep you, she'll never trust you again. You don't ever want to be in a relationship. So my advice to you is to STF you, my boy. Shut the fuck up.
My advice would be you already, because you had a few opportunities to say something and you didn't do it. So you know you were wrong the entire time. My thing is 2 things. I think you need to have a Luca look in the mirror. You need to look in the mirror and realize that you ain't bringing in money and you are not preventing your girlfriend from doing things that she's regretting. And you need to realize that you need to, in the words of Shaq, man up.
Man up.
And you need to go and bring in that cash. And then when it's time for the next birthday, I think you need to go
crazy.
beyond and never
go crazy.
And I think you owe it to yourself to realize that you ain't pulling your potential right now. Because you can't just be like, I'm going to take this secret to the grave. Bro, you need to step your game up.
Yes, I agree.
Because that's some B-Rob, that's some low level.
That's crazy.
Actually, it's not low level. It's kind of player. Oh, you want a gift? Okay, go in your bag. Get
Kind
your
of
money.
player.
Yeah, it is. That's hey, nice move, my boy. That's a hell of a move, my boy.
It was probably, you can't say it was his money anyway.
Hey.
So you're just saying that as someone that typically pays for everything.
Do me a favor. Say balloons.
Balloons.
Roses.
Let me try. Balloons.
Roses.
Roses.
Okay.
No. Okay. We're good. Crazy. Still trying to process what happened with trades in the NBA. There still can be more. Again, we are going to have a live show coming up. I think it's Saturday. A lot of big names. Shane Gillis, really funny comedian. I'm not going to... I don't want to give away that. I want to say that for the show. But
You heard it here first. KD back to the Warriors.
Man, hell no.
Yep.
What? Did I miss something?
Yeah, you heard
Nah.
it first. Because I've heard reports from reliable sources that we are taking all calls on Kevin Durant.
Wow. Where do you want KD to go as I wrap up the show?
Golden State would be good. See if him and Draymond can run it back one more time. And then can you win without Clay? Like, yeah, you did your work when you was there, but hey, Clay had a lot to do with that. Clay was that extraordinary third man. I've always had extraordinary third people. Big Shot Bob, Fox, Posey, Walker. So now it's just you and Steph. Everybody's older. Can you run it back one more time?
Got a live show in New Orleans and then a live show in San Francisco. The Big Pod, hoping to see y'all out there. For Shaquille O'Neal, I am the LEFKOE man. We'll holla at you later.
Say it one more time.
LEFKOO. What did I say?
Fireworks.
Skyrocket. Damn, Skyrocket.
No, it's fireworks. Did you say fireworks?
Fireworks. No, it was definitely Skyrocket. Rocket.
Yeah, it don't work.
Rocket.
It don't work.
You used it.
Yeah. All right, let's see you tonight, my boy.
Yeah. And then an eagle is like a.
Well, I can't go hand, so I go ah.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Sonny Son, shut the hell up. You a monkey. You a monkey. Damn, I don't got nothing I can play in the background.
Always got it done. Huh? Well, I always got it done. I said I want them. Hey, man, we live here for the Super Bowl. You dig what I'm saying? Ain't nobody matching my energy. You dig what I'm saying? I got some good folks sitting next to me. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog, man. This is the person who, man, probably doesn't even really need an introduction, but I don't think people know the magnitude of our relationship. I present to some and introduce to others, the Mr. Travis Hunter.
What up, man? How everything going?
What's going on?
It's been like a long time no see, but we just seen each other.
Just seen each other.
Yeah.
Now, I got a list of questions. I want to respect your time.
No, you good?
My first question for you is, bro, in this era of football that we've seen, the NIL era, what advice would you give high school and collegiate athletes to make sure that they focus and hone in on?
Don't try to take care of everybody's first thing. You gotta make sure yourself is good first. And I say take care of your body with the money that you're getting right now, and you gotta wait till you get to the big leagues to be able to focus on other people. So make sure you do what you gotta do to protect yourself first.
Yeah. Now, what's been the best thing, and also, well, answer that first. What's been the best thing about being Travis Hunter?
That's a good one.
I get access to a lot of private lakes. So I'm a fisherman at heart, so I get a lot of access to, going to fish on private lakes, and I also get to talk to and mentor little kids. So that's probably my favorite thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
Bro, I gotta chime in on this one. I know you're on the road with Travis, but just to go back a little bit, all right? Because everybody don't know y'all history.
What's going on?
But Travis, just to be coached by somebody like Cam to be coached by, to coach somebody like Travis. Because the first time I heard of Travis, Cam was like, bro, it's this dude. He different. I'm like, Cam, you done coach the Justin Fields, the George Pickens. I'm like, no, bro, he one of the ones. And I'm like, I gotta see it. And you are as advertised, but what is it like to actually be coached by somebody that's been there and going places that you want to go?
Because the expectation that he had for me. I would try to get like extra hype and stuff that I do. He's like, nah, that's for me to do.
Yeah.
I'm the coach. I'm gonna get that hype, and you just stay focused. And that's one of the main things he taught me, how to be humble and stay focused.
That's what's up.
So, as I preface, what's the best thing about being Travis Hunter? the vulnerableness and understanding this too is, what's the worst thing about being Travis Hunter?
The worst thing? I don't think it's no worst thing. You know, I got a lot of eyes on me, but I'm okay with that because I'm okay with being in the house. So that is not really no worst thing. I'm excited to let people know who I am. You know, I came from nothing. And for people to be able to want to be around me, put cameras on me, that's a blessing for me. Yeah. I'm okay with that. But probably I'll say you know, a little bit out of the personal life. You know, a lot of people like to dig in too much, and I wish that wasn't the case. But you know, I'm blessed to be who I am.
Weird.
Yeah. You already know where I'm going with this, but that shit not gonna change, bro.
Yeah.
Like, to see what you going through personally, it affects me because I know you. But as a professional, as you're going to be, right? There's a side that you're a part of this realm that we are not used to seeing athletes. We're not used to seeing athletes control their narrative. You have a podcast, right? You have a Twitch, right? You're very popping on social media, right? You're the TikTok guy that's doing all the challenges. And the thing too that people don't understand is you're a showman. Meaning, like, I was at the UCF game. Interception, what you do? Heisman. Yeah. Like, there's things that, yo, what's good, what's popping? Ladies and gentlemen, this ain't the itty bitty little teeny tiny bowl. What is it? It's the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Big players make big plays, and now you can cash in on every single one of them. Bet touchdowns at DraftKings Sportsbook and take your shot at winning big. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 4th. That's code 4th for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after insurance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. And that a lot of guys don't have that you possess. How do you garner and feed off that type of attention, and when did it make sense that you had it?
I'll probably say I like being under the lights. You know, I like being able to show people what I can do because a lot of people doubt me, and sometimes I surprise myself. You know, being a little kid growing up with not having the great leaders, like I'm the first person in my family to be able to go to where I'm at, so being able to show that for my family and be able to do what I do is a blessing. So I'm just super excited, and I just be happy for
What's up? What's up?
It can really make me angry.
Yeah.
So, like, you talked about playing under the lights. Obviously, the lights are going to be brighter than ever. You going into the draft. All right. So, people, obviously, the media is saying you separate yourself. But what really separates you from anybody else that's going into the draft? Whether it's a wide receiver, DB, how does Travis Hunter, to yourself, how do you stand out?
Because I love the game. I think I love the game more than anybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different type of love for me. I don't try to go do nothing crazy. I ain't focused on what I'm going to do after the game. I'm focused on what I'm doing right now and what I got to do next to get to the next step. So I probably say my focus level is crazy. You know, that's why I go fishing a lot. You know, stay patient, stay focused.
If you had to choose a side, wide receiver, DB, which one? Real quick.
Whichever one the team need me to be.
I feel a good answer.
But no.
We got to get a little deeper than that, huh? You don't 4th and 1, huh?
No.
What's the same place?
What do you want to do? Right? Because I asked this question.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He said, which one do you get joy in doing the most?
A
throwing touchdown or a running touchdown? So in that question, what do you get joy playing most? Is it receiver or is it DB?
I can't. To be honest, but I can't tell you because like when I score touchdowns, I get to celebrate. And it's just that type of, it's like I just messed them up. Now I get in the end zone. Now everybody looking like, dang, look at the replay. He going crazy.
Yeah.
And then on the defense side, I can lock him up, catch the pick. But sometimes you don't get to the end zone. And I would have been in that end zone having a party. But that interception, I still get to have a party because that flips the game. It flips the game there. There's a lot of excitement, but it's nothing better than getting a pick six, though.
Does the mindset change though? Like playing defense and offense, like your
Ain't no
mindset.
mindset change. You gonna dog? You better go out there and work.
A dog, huh?
Gotta go out there and work.
As you look back on your college career, every athlete has their favorite moment, favorite game. Mine was SEC championship. That was the first time I ever played in the Dome. Well, it was the Georgia Dome at that time. We won. We beat South Carolina, right? To go to the national championship. For you, what was that?
Favorite game?
Or favorite moment?
My favorite moment was causing that fumble because everybody said I can't tackle. That was definitely my favorite moment.
Yeah.
But I had some games where catching a pick and scoring a touchdown. It's like you can't beat that. You score 2 touchdowns and get an interception. You score 3 touchdowns and get an interception. Like my last game of regular season for Colorado, I had 3 touchdowns and an interception. It's like, how you beat that? You can't beat that. So it's like, it's crazy, but I probably say my last game was definitely one of my best games because the last touchdown was crazy.
Bro, above a lot of things that you've been able to do, this is the one that cemented and solidified that. Oh, this motherfucker different. You were a 5-star plus athlete, coming out of high school, and you decided to go to Jackson State, which was unheard of.
Yeah.
The wittiness, the wisdom, the understanding of who you are, and making that type of move was something that was beyond your years. And I don't even know if you knew how big it was at the time. But how are you able to perform?
It's just simple, man. I know I can go out there and ball versus anybody, so I have that dog and that confidence in me. Like, bro, it don't matter what level I'm playing on, y'all gonna see me.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm a natural born showman. They gonna see me. Y'all gonna find me no matter what the lights at.
You gonna find me.
You gonna find me. But I also wanted to be coached by one of the best, man. The one that I knew was gonna let me do what I wanted to do and let me experiment myself. Let me go out there and just, be Travis. And I felt more comfortable with doing that with Coach Prime. So at that moment, I was like, y'all gonna offer me as much money as y'all want. I ain't going there.
Yeah.
So I want to just stay. Other schools at the door with the money. I'm like, man, the money ain't gonna move me, man, because I know in a couple of years I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna have unlimited money.
That's solid.
But I want to go, and help more people because I have brothers and sisters. Like you said, you coach my brother.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to Trey.
Shout out to Trey.
Yeah.
But I gotta.
Most def.
Maybe they won't be able to go D1. So I'm looking at it from that standpoint. Like, bro, if I go here, I open up more doors. My name is always
Most def.
That's fair.
he went to HBCU first.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to open those doors.
So answer this. Does Jackson State get to say
Now will the video be uploaded by
that
Sunday?
a
I have
high
no
school
idea.
winner went to Jackson State?
Definitely. That's where I started off at. I wasn't in college yet. I had to go to college and find out, hey, I went to Jackson State. That's in the middle of, you know where Jackson State at?
Bro, I went to Stark Vegas. I went to Stark Vegas on a visit. Starkville, Mississippi. Getting recruited by Mississippi State. And we had to drive through Jackson State. My cousin, who serves as my assistant right now, my first cousin went to Jackson State. I didn't necessarily know what it was. Well, as I was driving, it was just a 2-lane. Like, bro, where are we?
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
You know what I'm saying? But that's my type of recollection.
Yeah, chill.
And
Chill.
obviously, Coach Prime put the world on notice to who Jackson State, you know what I'm saying, was.
So I still had that grind. I still had that mentality was, you gotta be focused here. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing here to do.
I gotta
They got
ask you
one
something
bowling
on that
alley.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real because me and Cam, I went to HBCU. Obviously, Cam went to Auburn. And we go back and forth between HBCU and PWI, but you went to both.
Yeah.
What would you say are the biggest 2 differences within the experience of playing at an HBCU versus a PWI?
Big experience. Bruh. Jackson State, like I said, bro, I had to get that junk out the mud, bro.
Yeah.
It was like it was literally nothing there. No, I stayed next to the mayor house. My school was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And like it was like I didn't stay there. Nobody knew
Nobody knew you.
Nobody knew I was there.
Yeah.
It was like you go there at 5 p.m., nobody on the streets.
Yeah.
Nothing's there. It's like crazy, but like in Colorado,
Yeah.
nothing but love. It's nothing but people everywhere. It's different. It's a different feel. You know? Like
Yeah.
Going from the hood to
Yeah.
Now you're in Buckhead.
Yeah, so
You went from Harlem, now you in the head.
yeah, so like it's different. It was a different feel, different vibe. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I feel safer in Colorado. And Jackson, boy, you better stay in the house.
Yeah, they're gonna teach you about life, my boy.
You gonna teach you about life. But I know I had to grow up fast. And
Yeah.
my family ain't coming up to stay next in Jackson.
Yeah.
Who's gonna come stay next to me in
Yeah,
Jackson?
exactly.
Nobody. I had to grow up by myself. I had to realize like my own person. I got to go out there, you know. But Colorado, I was already, you know, I had a lot of people be over there and help me there. So
For sure.
This is my last question,
never
bro.
gotta be a man when you're there.
For
Jackson.
sure.
My last question is, what's the biggest misconception of Travis Hunter?
Biggest misconception. I can't even tell you, bro. Don't think I could do it in the NFL. That pretty much. They don't think I could do that next level. I mean, they said I wasn't gonna do it in college. There's no way he's gonna do it at Colorado. And when I do it, guess what happened?
Yeah.
They still don't believe it.
Yeah.
Go to the NFL. They don't think I could do it there, so they don't believe in me. That's probably the biggest.
On draft day, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
On draft day, where do you want to go?
Well, I want to go on draft day.
No. On draft day, where do you want to go?
Number one pick on that board. If it ain't number one pick, it don't even call my phone. hey, I don't work too hard for this.
Hey.
I don't work too hard for this.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's why my dream was to get to the NFL, but I know one way I wanted to get there, and I wanted to be the number one pick. I want everybody to be like, the first name they called was Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
ain't
first
that
name.
long.
Hey,
You ain't that long.
hey, I don't want to be over there waiting like,
Bro,
Yeah.
understand,
I
bro.
wasn't first pick.
Everybody asked me about my whole experience. I wasn't there long for me to understand. Like, I was there, first pick. The man, the myth, the legend.
Jump on in. Come on in, hey. Come on in, hey.
Come on, bro.
Come to the fucking one, brother.
Yes, sir. This episode of 4th and 1 is brought to you by Bro. Confidence is everything. Women can sense it. And trust me, they love it. But if you're in your head worried about performance, that swag, unfortunately, gentlemen, is gone. Rose Sparks keeps you ready. When the moment hits, you can step up like a superhero and handle your business. No doubt, just confidence.
Fellas, Rose Sparks gets you ready fast. Dissolving under your tongue and working in 15 minutes on average. No waiting, no missing the moment. Plus, it stays active up to 36 hours.
So when the mood hits, you can go back to back to back, round after round after round. Bro connects guys with medical provider 100% online. So there's no awkward conversation with in-person providers. Go to ro.com/sparks to see if you qualify. If prescribed, new sexual health patients gets $15 off Sparks on reoccurring plan. Connect with the provider at ro.co/4th to find out if prescriptions Ro Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/4th for $15 off your first order. If approved, treatment ships directly to their door. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, and or manufacturing review. For full safety information, go to ro.co/safety info.
You in a man's game now, and these some big boys, and they gonna put a licking on you. And the more you expose yourself to that, it's like attrition kicking in. Look at it from a boxing analogy.
Yeah.
You could take a punch, but if you get hit upside the head enough, eventually you're gonna start slurring. Eventually those punches gonna hurt a little bit more. They're gonna affect you a little bit more.
Or you're
Think
gonna
about
shell shock,
Think
too.
about a Meldrick Taylor. Think about a Evander Holyfield. Think about people like that. That's just to name a few. Meldrick Taylor is the worst possible example. I know that. But when you get hit too much, it can soften you up.
Yeah.
And because you can do it all, they're going to throw it all at you, which is going to expose you to that level of punishment. And you got to protect yourself by picking what you do best, and most importantly, what is your better shot at success for the team. If you're more successful as a cornerback and more impactful as a cornerback, but you don't necessarily need to be that way as a wide receiver because they got 3 wide receivers on the squad, right? You may not need to do that. So don't do it if you don't need to. Make sure you elevate at that level where you need it most.
Man, I said this to him personally, but I'll say this through this lens too. Everybody including where you're going, don't want to see you succeed.
Absolutely.
I already know that.
Because get this. So he's now becoming the franchise player. That means the franchise player before now realize like, oh, my days are numbered.
It's not about me
Right.
anymore, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Your whole family dynamic. People are seeing like, oh, they go Trav. My man, he ain't gonna be able.
But that's life too. That's life too. Like, you know, we do this now. This man is in our business now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People want him to fail,
Yeah.
but he working with somebody that don't.
Yeah.
You're gonna have people that work with you that don't want you to fail. Because your success, rising tide lifts all boats. They'll have that mentality. What he's talking about is those bad apples that are always looking to tear you down. And you're gonna have those too. And you just gotta decipher between the two. You gotta work it. You've been around being coached by Prime, talking to people like himself and others. You have enough resources to reach out to where cats are gonna tell you what to look for. But you also gotta be a grown up too, which you will be. Because here's what's gonna happen. You gotta decipher between negative, constructive criticism and somebody who wants to hate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta-
I could sit up there. I've had to criticize him in the past when he played.
Yeah.
But he sees me face to face and he's talking to me, and he knew by talking to me, I'm not rooting for him to fail. I was just telling him what I saw.
Right.
That's entirely different than, yeah, I hope you fall on your damn face.
Yeah.
I hope you suck. I hope you don't get it done. See, those cats are easy to spot. You can smell them. You can see them.
Yeah.
And when you see them, you veer away from them as fast as you possibly can.
Gotcha.
But I wanted to talk about that, right? Because we have two sides of the table. We have the players. Obviously, we have the media. Cam is getting into the media now, and former
Doing a
players.
hell of a job.
So how do you all, on both sides, how do you all scrutinize players? And then when you see them, how do you all handle it? How do you come up of I'm scrutinizing you, I want you to be better, versus I'm hating? And then as a player, how do you handle that? As like, are they hating or are they trying to make me better? So I want to hear from both sides of the table. We got to break that part
So
down.
3 things. That's a great question.
He can answer both. You know, both of them.
I hated this guy.
When you play.
The younger me hated.
Right.
Man,
Yep.
he ain't nothing but on. Man, he ain't never played.
Yep.
Man, how you gonna tell me what my? As I started to understand, it's accountability. It's the expectation. It's not just him. It was the big 3 for me.
Okay.
Stephen A., Shannon Sharp, Deion Sanders. Because people forget Deion Sanders was actually a sports analyst.
Yes, he was.
I gave Deion an exclusive interview before I got drafted, and he was with the NFL Network.
Yep.
And he would everybody, if you see me like people walk on Cam, Cam. When Deion cut me up, bro, for the Super Bowl, I took that personal because that was my idol. He still is my idol.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you a hater. But my maturity made me start realizing he ain't hating. He just giving me that criticism that I don't want to digest. It's like all medicine. All medicine ain't always gonna be sweet.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Just take some Robitussin, you'll find out.
Yeah.
That is nasty as hell, but it works.
Right. So now, even from this arena, this dude, and I'm gonna use it twice. He's a sports savant, and really a talking savant because this ain't a lot of black people are being mentioned in the presidential elect.
Yeah.
Jokingly or not, he has that much respect to push the pendulum like, yo, somebody is thinking of Stephen A. Smith to that regard.
Yeah.
Tennis, Stephen A. Golf, Stephen A. Football, Stephen A. Basketball, Stephen A. Women's, Stephen A.
Politics.
Stephen A.
Come on.
That's a skill.
Yeah.
So while I was so one-track minded, I was like, man, this nigga hating, bro. Looking at it now, I had to call him and tell him, like, bro, I want your help to transition my palette of sports.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Not everybody, bro. Like it's a subtle flex, but I don't even think he understands what he's doing. Yo, I can't do it. I gotta fly to LA because I gotta do NBA tonight. NBA countdown.
Yeah.
Yo, I can't do it because I gotta catch a flight to Miami because I gotta go do. I told Magic Johnson that I was.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this dude, and I'm like, bro, he heavy.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that to let you know, as you get into this business of professional sports, you're going to be critiqued at a different frequency.
Oh no, I already know that. I ain't worried about that.
You see what I'm saying? But understand this,
That's
for the people who watch it, you're playing a position that if you're playing the Miami Dolphins, understand what you're going to be asked to do. You're going to have to guard a Tyreek Hill, and then turn around and be guarded by Jalen Ramsey. And, oh, by the way, we're doing it 18 times a year.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's those type of things that I challenge you, but also respect him, and my immaturity wasn't able to appreciate what he is and how. And it took me a long time, but as soon as I started working with him, I started, bro, this he different. He different. So to that question, right? As a sports savant, I'm asking you more of a trivia, or you've been in sports for so long. Who has had this type of impact in double sports? You got the Bo Jacksons, you got the Proms, that really, the magnitude of who Travis.
Well, in more than one sport, it would be Bo Jackson. But in terms of one sport, it would be your coach, prime time, Deion Sanders. You know, getting back to him and what he said, let me crystallize this for you. He's sitting in here. I will tell you to your face, in front of the cameras, I will be rooting for you. I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
You fail, I'm gonna be in your ass. Without question. I want you to understand why. Because the world that we live in, then this part has always been the case. The only agenda that and this word agenda is applicable. The only agenda that I have ever had in doing my business is making sure that I pushed everybody in our society as close to a meritocracy as possible. Because politically, we've always been held back. Yeah. We've been marginalized, we've been pigeonholed. They've tried to deny greatness on many occasions in the past and all of this other stuff, right? And so my point was, the more I focus on merit and what you've earned, the more I can make noise.
It's the biggest face-off of the year, gentlemen. Super Bowls and Super Bowls. Do not, and I mean, do not allow your grooming game to get flagged for unnecessary reference. Introducing the Beard and Balls bundle from Manscaped, your ultimate grooming MVP. This kit keeps you sharp from face to below the waist. Join the movement trusted by over 11 million men. Visit manscaped.com now and use code Cam Newton. That's right, use code Cam Newton for 20% off plus free shipping. Power starts here. Getting right for the big game or your Super Bowl party? The Beard Ball Bundle keeps you fresh from top to bottom, literally. Victory ready? Preparing for a big night out or celebrating your team's win? This bundle keeps your grooming game on point. Get the Beard and Balls Bundle for 20% off plus free international shipping with code Cam Newton at manscaped.com.
When something other than merit influenced the proceedings. If I let you get a pass because somebody white, Hispanic, or whatever is better than you, but I'm trying to cover for you, I dilute and compromise what I'm doing, and I can't help the collective whole. Yeah. So if I sit up there and look at Kemp, and then not only that, it's about a meritocracy in this regard. I measure you on what they say your abilities are and what the expectation is. If you're a 5th round pick, we hope you're going to do well. But if you're a top 10 pick, we expect it. Yeah. And based on those expectations, making sure that the meritocracy of it all is consistent, I judge you the way I would judge a top 10 pick if you're a top 10 pick. I judge you the way, or if you build a resume for yourself, okay, now this resume is this. So it says he should be able to do that. Why you think we on Lamar Jackson? We ain't on Lamar Jackson because he ain't great. We ain't on Lamar Jackson because that brother ain't all world. We're on Lamar Jackson because you're about to be a 3-time MVP. Yeah. Yo, bro,
Ow.
There is no one that won 2 MVPs that never
Almost
won a
swerved
Super
in the
Bowl.
corner.
You about to get
Ooh.
3, and you ain't even been to one yet. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Now, he's right when he says it's a collective effort. It ain't one man, but you Lamar. And when you go to the negotiating table, you don't say collective effort. You say me. This is what I'm worth. So a guy in my position takes all of that into consideration. And what I try to do, and what I explained to him when we finally ran up at his cigar spot. I rolled up in there.
Fellowship,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I was like, yo, I know you're great. What I'm saying is your greatness demanded this. That's the standard I'm going to hold you to. Not rooting against you. I'm literally illuminating for you what the world is saying, even if they don't admit it to you. Because there's a whole bunch of behind the back talk that goes on with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that'll bring it to light. I ain't going to dime out who said it, but I'm going to give you the narrative because I've been in the newsroom for 30 years. In newspaper, in radio, in television. I know this shit.
Yeah.
I know this business. So I know what they saying about you. I know what they gonna say about you. I mean, I can't even tell y'all how many times I told the player, look, man, come in, man. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. This gonna be the narrative in a week. You don't do this shit, it's gonna be this in a month.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. I know.
right, well,
Now
tell
you
me
gonna
something.
listen? You gonna listen?
Move it
Or
to
you
the
not?
side after
Listen,
this.
they tried to get into your personal shit. That's none of nobody's business. You don't ever have to answer your personal business. You understand? As long as you ain't in the police blotters, you good. Just remember that. However, your game, its elevation dilutes the interest in the personal. The respect that comes from your greatness, they say he doing his job.
Yo, but
Or
even
when you
to-
don't do your job.
But
Yeah.
even to
Hard.
that point, that's how Clorox clean this dude has been.
Right.
Because they can't go for me. And remember,
Right.
when I was in college, they put an
Yeah.
NCAA infraction.
Yeah.
No, he can't be this good.
Right.
Man, he took money. I know he took money. Scam Newton.
Right.
For Travis, they done looked over this. And they're like, man, there's something about this dude that we gotta find something. And it's nothing. So if it's not nothing, we're gonna go to the closest thing.
Right.
And that's where you have to armor yourself and make everybody understand, like, yo, it's different now. It's different now. Because the stakes are higher. People got way more time.
Right.
I want to ask you this question.
Sure.
Because even when I came into the league, the dynamic has changed. Here's a person, why a lot of people have so much to say is because he's made himself accessible. Prime time. You
No
never
question.
knew that much
Never.
about Bo Jackson.
Never.
You never knew that much about Kobe. Even really LeBron.
That's right.
This is a person who is the Gen Z's model for like success. Everybody wants to,
Right.
have
like
a good-
Travis.
right?
Right.
What advice would you give him to controlling that narrative in this modern wave of sports?
Continue to be yourself, because trying to be something that you're not is not sustainable. Eventually, the real you will get exposed.
Yeah.
So if you are yourself, you ain't lie to nobody about it. And that helps you. That's number one. Number two, locate people you can trust. Contemporaries, cats like him. He's forgot more football than I know. I'm a reporter. You understand? He knows the game. So I'm debating the game with him, but it's only from the lens of a reporter covering the game.
Before I understood what nuclear truly meant, before I could use my mind to move a submarine, I had to be born for it.
But deferential to him because I know he played it. Any player any reporter that never played, that thinks he knows more than the player, ignore his ass. Your averages is getting in the way. So you gotta know who to ignore and who to listen to. It could be people like him, but here's the advantage that you have that you don't realize. When you, because so many players now have platforms, you have one of your own you can communicate with. But most importantly, those cats who have their own platform know who in the business they can reach out to. So not only will they give you, impart words of wisdom on you, they'll tell you who you can go to to have an authentic conversation. You should be able to go to somebody and have an off-the-record conversation and say, yo, I'm going through this. I don't need anybody to know. I just want your advice. How could you help me out here? And that person, if he got any kind of soul, should be able to honor that. And if they don't honor it, you don't want to fuck with them. So you got to think about stuff like that. All of these things play a role, but your access, your ability to articulate yourself, the platforms that you utilize, the people that you know that have those kind of platforms, you have access not just to information, but to support. So when you know you have that, utilize it. It's yours. It's like family members and friends. You got to click cats that's gonna watch your back, that's gonna ride with you no matter what. That don't mean they ain't gonna tell you you wrong, but they got you. They got your back. And when you have that, you're winning. Where you're losing is if you get ultra sensitive and even the people you love and trust can't tell you nothing because you don't want to listen. Now that's foolish. Because if you love and trust them, you're supposed to listen to them.
So I got, before we don't get you out of here, because I know you got to go, but real quick, so both you all, so you are our Rose Spark Plug player and personality of Super Bowl week. So real quick, how have you been a spark plug for Colorado, and how do you want to be a spark plug in the NFL? And then I'm going to you next.
I've been a spark plug.
Yeah.
Going out there and working. You gotta. I show my teammates every day that I'm gonna work, and then every drill that we do, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to be the best at it. We can be doing footwork. My footwork better than yours. Yeah. So that's one thing that I do. I love to compete and practice. That's my favorite thing to do. I get to be a leader there. No cameras really, and we just out there having fun, and I just get to be myself. So I love being in practice and doing the things that I love.
And then in the media industry, how are you a spark plug?
Me?
Yeah.
Because I'm fearless in tackling the issues that need to be tackled. And I don't have just black appeal, I have mass appeal. And so as a result, you white, you Hispanic, you Asian, whatever it is, you gonna hear my voice whether you like it or not. And it's gonna have an impact. You really, really think they want me to be in the polls for the presidency in 2028? You really think they like that?
No, we
they're
gotta
like,
talk about that.
They're like, who the hell is this guy? Well, I'm that guy.
You that dude.
So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And you know, the fact is that to have an impact, you have to be willing to be impactful. And to be impactful, you got to be willing to ruffle feathers.
That's true.
And to be willing to ruffle feathers, you got to be willing to have people who dislike you. And you can't give a damn because you're serving a higher purpose. When I think about the battles, like for him, look at this brother. Beautiful smile, great game, the whole bit. See this hat? See them damn dreads? Do you see everybody like that on television?
No.
Not on Main
Not with
Street.
a machine on.
But he on ESPN.
Yeah.
How that happen? How that happen? Because you have people that's sitting there saying, damn that. He brings all of this to the table and you fight those fights.
Yeah.
That's ruffling feathers. That's making people uncomfortable. And you ain't gonna win every battle.
Yeah.
But you gotta know, and people gotta know that you committed to the battle. And that's what I pride myself on being.
Man, we gotta let Trav go. Trav, bro.
Appreciate y'all.
Good morning. Start with the goodness of Cheerios.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hold on. One of the biggest challenges for popping, what it is, what it ain't. You dig what I'm saying? I got my dog with me, you feel what I'm saying?
What's good, bro? Yeah. Come on now.
Oh, bro. Where you at?
Yeah, it's day 2, ready to roll.
I didn't get a chance to do that shit yesterday.
No.
Okay. Where the fuck do I start?
Feeling good, bro. You know what I'm
You
saying?
feel like a season vet?
A little bit, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, yeah, I'm finding my way. Yesterday was real good, though. We had some good pieces to the puzzle, bro.
Yeah.
You seem a little too conservative, bro. You gotta turn me up a little bit. Bro.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm cool. I think right now I'm in this phase. I'm not used to sitting down.
That is true.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
See, I can jump around and do all that when we back in studio, but you know, different arenas, different areas. You know, we're taking this show on the road. It's very different being housed sitting down. We try to do it on set, but it's like, no, that ain't me.
Yeah, Cam like the scramble, literally.
Excuse me.
Real recap yesterday.
I apologize for my vulgarity.
My best part, I got two. It's a two-part.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, this shit about to be so fucking raw, nigga. Oh my god. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for the background, nigga. But
I think that was real big. And then you being able to really elaborate on the space that you're moving into, like in the media space, as people, you being able to scrutinize a player as a former player. And it's not hate, it's the truth.
But, man, to that point, though, dog, like, I'm the guy now, like, you get kind of side-eye looks.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? But the position that I'm in right now, I have to speak truth.
Yeah.
This is what people are saying.
And
I'm going to tell you in your face what it is. Like, I was always the teammate in the locker room that's going to say, like,
you should have signed up me.
Yeah.
That for that nigga, he's like,
like, dog.
You ain't get no money, you ain't got no fun, kind of shit up, and I'm saying, I'm working 10, 12, 15 times, whatever these niggas be making.
Yo, bro, like, why you saying it like that?
These niggas got it put up, and these niggas be lying, these niggas be capping on Instagram and Twitter. Fuck a tweet, fuck a post, nigga. Talk about rights, I get the most, nigga. Talk about hoes, I fuck the most, nigga. I fuck on that bitch and niggas.
Understand what my intentions is.
Yeah, you gotta keep your friends close, but your enemies close.
That's real.
That's why I walk with the Glock 43 on my host.
Was to sit down.
Take out the fashion over.
Yeah.
And the fact that you all talked about him, Washington, but also talked about y'all career in Carolina. Like, what did it feel like to sit down with him?
That's the first time I really, like, spoke to him after the fact. But it's a real question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, during that time, I was extremely sensitive to, like, why? Like, above all, I knew I could have an opportunity with the Redskins.
Yeah.
At the time. Now Commanders.
Yeah.
So when it didn't happen the way it happened, it was almost like they forgot about me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maturity teaches you how to verbalize your discomforts.
Yeah.
And it was a vulnerable moment.
Yeah.
And above all, like, that was the thing for me that I was saying, like, yo, dog, like, why ain't you come get me?
Yeah.
Because if the shoe was on the other foot, if you would have asked me who would I would prefer to play, like, it's no question.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, I wanted to ask you, too, because we took you from Rivera era till we wrapped up with Matt Patricia. And I did not know that he was in the room when they was like, look, Cam, we're going to have to move in a different way. Like, what was that like, bro?
Bro, Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick were the only two people that was in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember shit like it was yesterday. Belichick sitting right here, Matt sitting right there, or however the fuck they were sitting. I was talking majority to Bill, but they knew.
Mm-hmm.
And after, you know, off air, it was more or less like, but I knew what the expectations were for me. My aura was not going to allow comfort in that locker room.
Yeah. But I want to ask you, too, and I seen, obviously, you had Greg, you, Stu, Rivera. That was the championship team. Could you see yourself beating or competing with this Kansas City Chiefs team?
Hell no. Not back. Well, hold on.
I don't think that's the
15 Panthers versus today's
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
But this is the thing. Our defense versus their offense.
No.
I would have loved to have seen that, though. Because now you got Luke
Verse.
You know,
Jay
you
no
got
verse
TD now. With how they want to attack, that will really what it would come down to. And that's just the game of sports, not just football, but the game of sports is just all about matchups, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how can you get the matchups that you really want and strategize to expose the other team's matchups, right? Like, who's going to cover Travis Kelce? Like, Roman Harper?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel good about it sometimes, but it's like, that's still Travis Kelce.
That's Travis Kelce.
But we got Luke. Like, we had Jimmy Graham that we had to get prepared for as a division
That's
foe.
true.
Whether you want to look at it as like Jimmy Graham and Travis Kelce ain't the same player. Of course they're not. But they have similarities in receiving tight ends. And then you just go down the line as far as receivers, who's going to guard Worthy, who's going to guard, D-Hop. We had J-No, Cortland Finnegan, like those guys we had. And then shout out to the new Hall of Fame honoree with Jared Allen.
Yeah,
Jared Allen
congratulations
on that Super Bowl season as well too.
So like now we sitting Friday. So if you had to take us back through a quick story time.
Yeah.
Friday, what did it look like during your 2015 season? What were you thinking about? How was a Friday before a Sunday game?
Friday, slow motion. Friday, the game plan's in. We still have the mentality of Fast Friday, so it was like a walkthrough, family day. But even with my family, they didn't want to get too distracted. Everybody was excited,
So you was able to see your family out here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't okay.
So also too, this is coming off of like I had won the MVP the night before. So that was a time too where the excitement was what the excitement was. But this is still something that you just cannot get prepared for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you actually went to the award show,
I never went to the award show. I did a phone in. But when I got to a point where the cat was out of the hat, that following day, which was Friday, then led me to go through practice, and now I had some off time, and now all the focus was on the Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
Trying to get your routine, man, it's so hard just with the routine that people don't really understand. They underestimate more than anything that it's altered. You can't go nowhere. You can't do anything because everywhere you go, people are wanting autographs, people are wanting, all type of attentions for you, and that can kind of knock you off your game. All you want to do is just breathe. So the safest place for you is your hotel room, in the hotel. So that's what it became.
So switching gears, touching on the MVP. So Josh Allen just won MVP. I know you've been pulling for Lamar the whole season.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on him winning the MVP and why you think he won?
I think what is it? Ryan Clark said it best. I think you have a situation where you have voters fatigue, right? Where certain voters are just so tired of voting for the same person. But we've seen this done in other sports, right? Wayne Gretzky, the greatest, hockey player that we've ever seen, back to back MVP awards. Now you see a situation with LeBron. LeBron's playing at a high caliber. That's not to say this year, but before, and you still have somebody who was just playing that was more surprising. Lamar had it set an expectation and a standard of play, and he met that. I don't think nobody really expected Josh Allen to have the year that he did.
That's true.
He exceeded expectations. So not to diminish what Josh Allen has done or to propel what Lamar Jackson has done, for him, it was one of those things that if he won it, cool.
Yeah.
If he didn't win it, still cool, right?
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is that is a regular season award.
Yeah. That is true.
I think it would have been way more kind of alarming if we would have seen the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl.
And that would have been like how you know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
That's true. But it's like a gift and a curse of being so good. It's like it's not his fault.
Right.
Like he played when you even go down the numbers.
Yeah.
Some of the numbers are better than Josh Allen.
Everything is better than Josh Allen.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like just because I'm tired of you.
But check this out. Some would say, Cam, when you won the MVP, there was other quarterbacks that had better numbers. So it is a narrative-based award, meaning like there's moments during the season that each player must show up in MVP form in this moment. And I think that Josh Allen had more of those moments than Lamar did, right? if Lamar would have won certain games, right? Now you look at it where that was a Lamar win. But this has always been my take. It's so many different determining factors in football as a whole.
Talk to me.
So it comes down to 11 on 11. Well, I say when you split 11 down the middle from its form, it still comes down to one-on-one. You got to win your one-on-one matches. And if you do not win your one-on-one matches, then we're screwed, right? One-on-one matches is, okay, you win your one-on-one match. Now you still have to do your job. And it's glaring what I'm talking about, but I'm not just trying to just single this person out. But if Mark Andrews just catches the football, or if Justin Tucker makes certain field goals, we're not even having these type of conversations.
You gotta be in Buffalo.
You do get those wins if I'm Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I upheld my end of the bargain for the way to play, and it still wasn't good enough. And then you look on the flip side with Josh Allen. What if somebody would have dropped the ball? What if somebody would have slipped? What if somebody would have, made on a protection call, or the defense didn't get a stop? All those things you have to really monitor as far as looking into performances and if the situation is set up for them to have a moment.
So there's been a lot of talk. Obviously, you said something, obviously, on First Take about you wouldn't trade your MVP up for a Super Bowl ring. Crosby just came out and was like, I'm not ring chasing. I want to build a culture. So I wanted to really ask you about that part. It's like, even with MVPs, if you, Lamar, MVP after MVP after MVP, but without a championship, can he really go down as one of the best if he never wins again?
Okay, I look at it like this, kid. If a person who's broke that sees a person with money make a purchase, what they gonna say?
He got money.
Or they gonna say, I'll never buy that. I don't care how much money I got.
But you ain't in that position.
You ain't in that position.
You can't buy it if you want.
You dig what I'm saying? So I look at that the same in sports. It's like, bro, you can't sit up there and tell me what you would do if you ain't never got nothing. You feel me? It's like when you look at a situation where you say, hey, Cam, that's selfish of you to say. Like, bro, in every single commodity, motherfuckers gonna look at and say, hey, dog, you gonna be selfish in your decision in your job. Whether it's a cubicle, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a police officer. You see what I'm saying?
You said something good, because you like, when it comes to getting raises, you're gonna be like, that person don't outwork me. They don't do as much as me.
So we're sitting up here saying team, but we're not in a team mentality. It comes down to doing your job the best. We need 11 guys doing one job to the best of their ability, not one guy doing 11. And when you really highlight that, when you really focus that, that's really what it comes down to. So when you ask the question, would you give your MVP back? No, I wouldn't. Because I did my job. You feel me? That's not selfish. Of course, that's still the ultimate goal as a team. The team is to win a championship. Personally, you want to collect as much as you possibly can, and you're a fucking lie if you don't admit that. Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? Ladies and gentlemen, this ain't the itty bitty little teeny tiny bowl. What is it? It's the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Big players make big plays, and now you can cash in on every single one of them. Bet touchdowns at DraftKings Sportsbook and take your shot at winning big. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 4th. That's code 4th for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after insurance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. We are going
to break into their podcast. We're gonna break into the podcast, okay, guys? How are you doing, Peggy?
All is well.
Who's this guy right here? Do you
Oh,
know?
you don't know this guy?
Oh, nobody.
Mr.
Cam, I'm just messing with you. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. Hey, Cam.
Yes, sir.
You are my fashion icon. Sorry about that. Can I tell you something?
Talk to me now.
You need to get your flowers. Because I don't think people realize that you brought fashion into the league. All these dudes that are walking in like they're on a runway in Paris and New York, they
Keep going,
stole,
keep going.
dude. They stole that from you.
Keep going,
They
keep
stole
going.
that. That was you, bro.
Keep going.
You did that. You need to
Keep
get your
going.
flowers.
They
They are on the shoulders of Cam Newton and his short pants.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Don.
Flood high waters, we used to call them.
Yeah.
And you brought that in.
Keep going. I don't think they heard you yet.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
And everybody's copying you, man, and nobody's saying Cam. We want to give Cam credit for bringing fashion into the league.
Don, I'll tell you this. When I came into the NFL, there was no focus and highlight of player individuality.
Right.
Right? And at that time, LeBron was in Miami.
Right.
And I said to myself, they will always do walk-ups for NBA players, but they had 82 opportunities to show what their interest was outside of basketball.
True.
So I said, yo, I only have 17 opportunities, so I'm going to make them motherfuckers bangers as much as I possibly
And you did, man.
I tried.
Yeah, but you know, it's weird. You know, people used to hate on you, right? They're like, what is he? What is he, gay? What? I'm like, you can be fashionable without bringing in somebody's sexuality. There's
Let's talk
nothing
about
wrong
that.
with that.
No. Let's talk about that. I think we have to normalize conversations like this.
Thank you,
know what I'm
brother.
saying?
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
because a lot of people are sensitive, but from a straight man to a gay man, what's the biggest knot or what's the biggest misunderstanding that has?
Well, I think that people understand. Obviously, we're all human.
Yes, sir.
And then let me tell you. Okay, can I just be honest?
Come on.
Not every gay man wants every straight man. Have you seen the gay men in the gym? Have you seen? That's just because you're gay doesn't mean that. Do you want every woman that you see as a heterosexual? No. So that's a big misconception, or that you were deviant or evil or whatever. I have a husband. I got dogs. We want kids, just like everybody else. We have a family. He's like, oh, I should have come down with you. Am I working? Whatever. It's just that is the biggest misconception, I believe. And we should all treat each other as human beings, see each other as humans first, and then we can have these conversations that are real, like we're having.
Now, Don. Can I ask the question too?
You can ask me whatever you want. You know
No
me.
harm done.
Bro, I don't believe in cancellation. I think it's due.
So there's always been the question of, are you born gay or there's something that happens?
Yeah.
Can you answer that?
I think sexuality is a spectrum. Yes, I do believe that you are born gay or just something happened. Yeah, of course people are born gay, but when you're a kid, you don't know what sexuality is, right? And until you start becoming an adult and you figure out what you're attracted to. But just as you figure out as a straight man that you're attracted to women, it's the same thing with gay men. You don't choose your sexuality. Otherwise, I could choose to be straight and I can't. Otherwise, you could choose to be gay and you're not. So that's why I believe people are who they are. But look, especially in this day and age, it's a spectrum. Some people are here, some people are here, some people are here, and some people are here. I had it with my social media producer last night. He goes, I was like, man, you know, all my friends think you're hot or whatever. And he's like, he said, I'm not diverse, man. I'm just, but you are who you are, and who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? And if you don't believe in gay, then don't be gay. But don't discriminate.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I knew it was like, obviously Michael Sam was one of the gay players to come into the NFL. But other men that's going into a male-dominated sport like an NFL, like it's obviously a very male testosterone strong sport. And not saying gay men aren't. How should they, go into the league? Obviously, he was one of the trailblazers to do it. But even going in there, normalizing the conversations, how to handle yourself, being able to have these real conversations and being comfortable in your skin.
It'll never work though.
Why wouldn't it? I want to hear both sides.
It'll never work, bro.
Because there's so much misunderstanding and so much misinformation and ignorance, right? And I don't mean that as a pejorative, but people just don't know. They don't have these conversations.
So
and
taboo.
They're afraid to. And masculinity has nothing to do with your sexuality. I do think that, there's this overemphasis on I'm hard. I gotta be hard. I gotta be the man. Or you think that just because
Masculine.
you're masculine. Yeah, you have to be masculine. But just because you're in the locker room or whatever, people are worried about some gay man being in the when you're all these big dudes. Who's gonna?
This shit weird.
Do something to somebody in the damn locker room.
I'll say it like this. Coach Belichick would always explain certain things like this. Will it become a distraction? At the nucleus of it, will it become a distraction?
No, it won't become a distraction if you instruct the players not to make a big deal out of it. That it is part of human life and part of human nature. And if you don't like it, then okay, you can voice that privately or whatever, but until you start treating people like people and the league and the players don't make a big deal out of it. It's just like, yeah, that's my teammate, he's gay. So what? Who cares?
It's not even though, listen, bro, I'm not homophobic. I'm not, bro. I love people, and I'm grateful for this conversation. But the reality of certain things, I don't think we're at a time where you can mix the two and it be a calm. That right there was a disruption. And it wasn't a disruption because he was gay. It was a disruption because of how he came into the league. Remember, when that happened, when he got drafted, him and his boyfriend at the time was like cake swapping. Yeah. And it was like, yo, bro, like, it was
too much. It was too much.
I don't do that.
But I mean,
is that a thing too?
Yeah. Well, look. I mean, I think I like Michael Sam. I don't want to say anything bad.
Yeah,
but it was a little cringe even for gay people. It was a little too much. I think he was trying to make a statement, and I understand that you want to make a statement. But I think sometimes less is more, especially if you don't want to make it a big deal. And I agree with you. I think we're having two different conversations. I said if people treat it as normal. I'm not expecting them to. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And people will have problems with it. But for as many people who don't have problems, who do not have a problem with it, if they could actually stand up and say, I have no problem with it, it is no big deal, and then I think the media won't treat it that way. But remember, in the last, 10 years ago, Cam? Look how things have progressed in the last 10 years. I don't even know if they had same-sex marriage then.
But listen,
I think we're a little bit further along.
I'll tell you this. Had he came into the league and been an impactful player in regards to being a good player and still playing the role, but also, I think that would have changed. And I look at a situation where you have, let's say, dare I compare the two, but I'm giving you the situations. Just allow me to cook.
Yeah, go ahead.
With Deion Sanders being a player, a dominant player, and then going into coaching, everything is on him to prove, does this work?
Yeah.
Right? What has he done? Deion's success has now opened up for Eddie George, has now opened up for a possible Ed Reed. We just seen Deshaun Jackson become a head coach. So many different players have become head coaches who played this game. Yeah. And it's because you have pioneers to do certain things. Now, to this particular topic, it's going to take time for people to feel comfortable with saying, hey, I'm okay with a person being gay. Will I see it in my lifetime? Probably not. But where everything outside of the game is going, you cannot ignore that. If you think over the 50-something years, or let's say 70-something years that the NFL has been around, that Michael Sam is the only gay person.
Nah, definitely he's not.
Can I respond to that? A couple of things. Okay, 3 things. I forget what you said in order. What was the last thing you said?
Michael Sam being the only gay person in the last 70 years.
Okay. Oh no. You said you won't see. I think you will see it in your lifetime. Okay. I think you're going to see it in your lifetime. The other thing I want to go back to, if you like, when people are drafted into the NFL and they're sitting there with their wives or their girlfriends and whatever, I think that's okay. I think that's for if it is if a woman is in the WNBA, she gets drafted, she's there with her girlfriend and they kiss or whatever. I'm cool with it. That's the thing, right? It may shock a little people. Maybe they should think about it before they do it, because of the impact, right? And because of how people feel. I'm not saying they should or shouldn't, but you should just think about it. Yeah. So that is one thing. So I don't think you should have different expectations for someone who's gay or not. But like the cake and that was a bit much. I do think so. Sorry, I thought that was a bit much. And the other thing is, I don't think anybody have a problem with it if you are scoring, if you're making touchdowns, if you're catching passes.
They just care about
Nobody, then they'll be like, hey,
production.
that's a gay dude. That's
That's
he's fucking
production.
badass.
Yeah.
He's
The
badass.
reason why he got
Excellence,
drafted in the
merit.
first place was because he was co-SEC Player of the Year too.
Right.
He was
Right.
supposed to be a good football player.
But that's it's different though when you're from college football to the NFL. It's a
Correct.
whole different thing. I mean, look at how Joey B had to. Even Joe Burrow said, "Oh wow, it was LSU. I was great at LSU."
Correct.
But this is a whole nother
It's
show.
a whole different ball. You have to evolve as a player. But all that to say, when you're comparing the two, it's not really a comparison because when you look at women's sports and you see that it has been accepted for same-sex marriages and certain things, you look at a situation like Brittany Griner, who was there supporting her through it all.
Different for women though.
It is
more
it's
accessible.
double standard.
Yeah.
That's to my point.
Yeah.
It's like for men, especially in a masculine sport, where your masculinity gives you that cachet.
But that's also society who teaches us that men have to be masculine, men can't cry, men can't show their feelings, men can't be affectionate, men can't talk to other men about how they feel, if they're feeling down, if they're feeling whatever. And that has nothing to do with sexuality.
All right,
It has to do with
I'll give you
being a whole
another-
human.
I'll give you another masculine sport.
Hockey,
Boxing.
boxing.
Do you think an openly gay boxer
Yep. If an openly gay boxer is kicking another boxer's ass in the ring, then what are you gonna do?
That probably would pass before football.
Yes, it
because
would
they got
pass
their own
before
locker
football.
room. They got
Dude, look at the MMA. How look at wrestling. They get into positions that most people don't get. They're closer than most gay people straight up. I mean, most be human straight or gay.
Yeah.
So
But this is the thing that I want people to see and hear and take away from this conversation. It's such a refreshing conversation to have, knowing where you stand, knowing where you stand, and obviously where I stand. And I think hatred, I think sexism, I think racism, I think all the isms are tied behind one thing: not having the opportunity to speak about it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, Don, I respect you enough to say, at the worst, you can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
That's how you feel.
But see, when you preface this by saying anything, whatever, you can say anything to me.
Yes.
Like I'm a journalist, I'm a human being, and then maybe we can learn something from each other.
Yes.
But I also believe that we're living in a time, honestly, where hate is being normalized, and I don't like that. And the way to show people that that is not normal, that's not who we are, is to have these conversations, to do it openly and honestly, but approach each other with respect.
Through a situation, and I must say this, the Kevin Hart situation, how are you able to navigate through moving now? With
What do you mean with Kevin?
just
Well, you mean the whole Oscars thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think people misconstrue that because Kevin and I are actually friends. Kevin put me in one of his movies, and movies are like series, limited series. Kevin and I can call him and text him now. We had a conversation about it. I tried to explain to him how I felt about the joke as a gay man. But here's the thing: I don't think Kevin should be canceled for it. And I told him I thought he should do the Oscars. It was his decision not to do the Oscars. I never forced him. I never said he shouldn't. I never said he should be canceled. What I was trying to say is what we're saying here.
Right.
You have the right to criticize me if you don't like something I say, but I have the right to come back and say, "Hey, man."
Absolutely.
And so Kevin did the right thing. He called me up, and he said, "Don, I need to talk to you." We had it out on the phone, and then at the end, we decided to be friends. You know why we ended the conversation?
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck you, Don Lemon," and laughed. And I said, "Fuck you, Kevin Hart," and laughed. And every time we see each other now, we say, "Fuck you," and "fuck you," and that's it. But it's over. But I think Kevin, I don't think you should go back into people's past and cancel them for things that they did, especially if they understand where. Also, it was a different time, right? We can't be looking at something that someone said even in 2019 or 2018 or
I can't agree.
1999. Hold on, not everything. Because that I'm not saying it's right, but it was a different time.
Okay.
Then.
The reason why I can't agree with that is because of this. Me and my lady right now have been watching the 4-part O.J. Simpson Netflix special.
Oh yeah.
And Mark Furman,
Yeah.
that was years before
Yeah.
him being a racist.
Yeah.
And now saying.
You're talking about a court case, though. You're talking about.
Saying you can't be forgiven though over time.
Yeah, but that's different. That's like a jury and all that. But I mean, yes, you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm talking about just general public. But in a court case,
less.
all of that shit matters. That matters.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, if you're gonna put someone behind bars and shit that you said matter.
Absolutely.
But being in this media space, obviously, like
Yeah,
one thing about Cam, he's uniquely him. You're uniquely you.
That's why I respect him.
Yes.
I've always respected him. I love the, I'm like, this dude is bringing skinny pants and jeans into the NFL.
Yeah.
Go Cam Newton.
Yeah. But what does that feel like, though? What are some of the pros and the cons of being uniquely you in this media space?
People aren't used to it. People are scared to me. There are players here who are they're afraid to come up and talk to me, and I just want to ask them fun things like, who would be your all-time #1 halftime performer? I don't want to talk to them about politics.
Beyonce.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's all I want to say. Who do you think's going to win? What's the score?
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit. Because I'm here, people need a break from some of the seriousness
Normalcy,
that's happening. And also, most of these players, honestly, they're my brothers. I don't want to get them in trouble. I don't want to get them canceled. I don't want people side-eyeing them. I'm very proud of them and what they're doing, that they're excelling in something that is very hard to do. And once you're here, as you know, this is rarefied air. Yeah. And so I don't want to fuck them up. So sometimes people don't know where I'm coming from, but I'm always honest and I'm coming from a good place. But it's tough. And then, honestly, white people don't like what I say sometimes.
Yeah.
And but I say it. And so if
Black people don't like what you say either, so shit.
But I say it's true. But most of those black people aren't in positions of power to have an effect on your life.
Damn.
And that's the difference when people say black people can't be racist. Of course you can have racist attitudes.
Nigga, what?
But when you're controlling
That's the stupidest
someone's
argument.
destiny, that's what real racism is. And you're
Anybody can be fucking
racist
racist.
because someone
Shut
said
up.
something that you didn't like. That has to do with race.
My last question.
Yes.
Here we are sitting in the time of the month where the whole month is dedicated to Black History.
Yep.
What's your take on Black History Month?
What the fuck?
I celebrate Black history every day because Black people built this country. Our ancestors built this country for free.
Colors. I'm blind as fuck.
Built the White House for free. So the current resident or whatever resident, it's temporary. They're in public housing that my ancestors built, so they should have respect for that. So and also, I think some of the folks who are in government forget that they work for us. We don't work for them. That they're actually public servants.
Yeah.
And they're not our bosses, so they can't handle us and speak to us in a certain kind of way. And so I handle myself, and I celebrate Black History Month or Black History every single day. When I wake up, it's Black History.
Yes, sir.
When I go to bed, it's Black History. I do think that we need a month to mark it, like we need a month for women and all kinds of whatever if you want to do it. I don't think that anybody should be canceling it or saying that we don't celebrate it. I don't think that people should be saying, we're going to get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion, especially when Black people are the least beneficiaries of diversity, equity, and
A lot of
inclusion.
shit. Yes, sir.
It's white women who are the #1 beneficiaries, and and that's for veterans and for disabled people and even for white men. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, Black history is American history, and without Black people, there would be no America.
That's a fact.
So I want to ask too, as a black man, when these lights come on, these cameras cut on, what type of responsibility do you have, like, to tell to the masses that you put on yourself?
To tell the truth.
Okay.
To tell the truth, to understand. People need to understand history. That's why all history needs to be taught. People need to realize in this day and age that everything is not so black and white, no pun intended.
Right.
There's nuance. You can hold multiple thoughts in your head at the same time. Just because I may have gotten upset with Kevin about a joke doesn't mean that I don't support the brother,
Right.
and that I want him to excel and go ahead and host the Oscars and still be critical, because that's just I want us to be in that position as people of color to be able to do that and to show the world, like, hey, that's still my brother.
Absolutely.
But that's my responsibility, is to understand context and to understand where people are coming from, that we have a unique history with this country that most people don't have, that women have a unique history that is theirs to tell, that most people don't understand. And Jewish people have the same thing, and you should try to understand people, meet people where they are, and that's what I do, but I try to do it with honesty. And not everybody's ready for realness and honesty, right? And because then they get pissed at you, and then you end up becoming an independent journalist.
DJ Bo.
Yo, man, Don, appreciate your time, man. Appreciate your energy. I definitely have to get your information, you and your team, bro, for multiple reasons, but more or less, like, if there's anything that I could do for you and vice versa, man, from a straight man to a black man.
Let me tell you this, to a gay man, to a black man, but let me tell you this. If you want things to change, then you need to go find a friend that doesn't look like you. So I'm inviting you and your girl to come out on a date with me and my husband. We can go to the movies, we can go have dinner, and then you get to learn about us, and then it's not so unusual, right? Or so like, oh, it doesn't shock you. Just like, oh, I'm having dinner with, just like you go with Jane and Bob to dinner, you two couples. You can go with Tim and Don to dinner, and I can go with Cam and whoever you're with for dinner. We are, and we can hang out.
Like, don't get it twisted now. Like, one thing that the status, I'm a ratchet motherfucker, man.
I'm ratchet too.
We in them crevices, we in them hole in the walls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I tell that, I met her in L.A. I'm like, listen, motherfucker. Hey, I don't like all that damn bougie shit. We gonna get down in here in the crevices. Don't keep your nose up at no damn hole in the wall, and then your plate coming out, and it's a plastic plate.
Yeah.
Like,
Styrofoam cup.
Styrofoam.
A red solo.
Come on.
Dude, I grew up down the road in Baton Rouge.
Tighten up.
Yeah, come on now.
Like, if you ready to rock and roll and be like, yo, like Cam got me.
Whatchamacallit? Cam Newton. Cam Newton do podcast. So I'm listening to this shit.
You seen me on New Year's Eve?
Yeah, but it's still under that bougie.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
I feel you.
Bro, you came in on the weirdest fucking part, bro. You niggas talking about...
Cigars.
B.O.
Body splash. You're in the right spot.
Murray's hair grease.
Like, I feel like home.
Some Dax hair grease.
You know what I'm saying? Man, Don, man, thank you, bro.
I got one more thing to ask you. Where's the hat with the dreads that pop out?
Do you know the only reason why that happened? I have so many hats, and I would have wasted my hats had I not cut my hair through. So now my hatter creates a block.
Space for your...
Now, from when I had a clean cut, so to speak, what am I going to do with those hats? I seen this person create.
Hey, not too much, man. Not too much of my goat.
And I was like, bro, I got to salvage you.
Nigga was one of my favorite QBs.
Stick my hands through it, and if that ain't the most creative thing, I'm like, man, that's also like my black stamp. Like, hey, I don't give a damn what y'all been thinking.
You talking about ratchet, bro? I went to NFL Honors last night. You know where everybody's like, let's go to dinner. You know where I went?
Where you go?
Popeyes on Canal Street.
Hello.
I had 3 wings, a breast. I had red beans and rice, except I got just red beans by itself, and I took the dirty rice with the red beans and a biscuit, and then, I'm putting some hot sauce and a pepper.
I was about to say.
Hot sauce.
I noted this morning, though, my stomach was like, whoa.
It's all right. What you drink? Sweet tea.
No, I did not have a sweet tea. I had...
say diet anything.
Diet...
You said diet. A soda is a soda, bro.
No.
I drink my Coke. I like regular Coke. I like regular Dr. Pepper, but I might have had a diet last night. Or maybe it was a lemonade. I don't remember.
Down limit.
Love you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, buddy.
Thank you. How did I get myself into this?
It's the biggest face-off of the year, gentlemen. Super Bowls and Super Bowls. Do not, and I mean,
Bro, how many times they got there?
How
many times did fucking Commando come on, man?
Introducing the Beard and Balls bundle from Manscaped. Your ultimate grooming MVP. This kit keeps you sharp from face to below the waist. Join the movement trusted by over 11 million men. Visit manscaped.com now and use code Cam Newton. That's right, use code Cam Newton for 20% off plus free shipping. Power starts here. Getting right for the big game or your Super Bowl party? The Beard Ball Bundle keeps you fresh from top to bottom. Literally. Victory ready? Preparing for a big night out or celebrating your team's win? This bundle keeps your grooming game on point. Get the beer
Go
and
ahead,
balls
do
bundle
this shit
for
real
20% off plus free international shipping with code Cam Newton at manscaped.com. Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? We're pulling live from Super Bowl 59. You dig what I'm saying? Peggy, we ain't did it yet.
Oh no.
Welcome to 4th and 1. Hey, 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 hey. Now, welcome. Man,
What the fuck?
Damn.
What the fuck?
With our forefathers who came before me. You dig what I'm saying? Present the son and introduce the others, even though he don't need an introduction.
Shit. Where that son bitch at?
Donovan that guy.
Here you go.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up? What's up? What's
Hey,
up?
man, I'm just happy to be in the presence of greatness.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Of greatness.
Don't do that.
Pegging, you know what I'm saying?
Man, bro, let's get into it, man.
Let's do it.
Like, how for you, and we can empathize with this, bro. You get to the big game.
Yeah.
I knew how I felt. How did you feel when y'all lost?
It still bothers me. Because you know what? And it's funny because people really don't understand it. And I had this conversation with Kansas City. I talked to the Chiefs when they were in Miami when they beat San Francisco. And I told them, your life changes if you're on the winning side. And when it changes, I mean, things get a little bit better. You know, you wake up in the morning, you feel better. You might go somewhere, you might not have to pay for it. Life just seems to be set a whole different way than after the loss. After the loss is regret. And so now as we look back on our career of what it could have been, you start thinking about and reflecting on those plays that could have changed the course of the game and what it could have been. I might have a gold jacket if I won that game.
For sure.
Could have had that because the whole conversation is, you know how it is with us.
Bro.
How many Super Bowls has he won?
And it's
How many times he been all pro? How many times did he do this? What was his stats? Because when it comes to a lot of us, they don't include the stats.
Yeah.
They include the accomplishments.
Right.
And it's, we don't have the certain accomplishments. Well, we can't put them in. But for other people, well, you know, statistically, look at, he wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But you know how it is.
I do. So even for that, bro, it's like, do you fear you will be forgotten if they were to
Win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No. No.
Awesome.
You can't forget the ones who started it.
I say that because when you talk about Philly down, a lot of people,
They don't bring up my era.
Yeah, come on. And then say Nick Foles. And Nick Foles, bro, we came into the league together. It's always will be a respect for players.
Yes.
But when you speak honest and you speak truth, it's like, hold on, but what about Donovan? Like, even with Andy Reid, people don't realize, like, bro, you had Andy Reid.
Yeah.
So,
Again,
before,
it's selective memory.
before Andy Reid went to Kansas City, Andy Reid was a underperforming coach at that time in the big game because of the Philly era. But to get to that point consistently, and we're talking about it now about Jalen Hurts, it's like, yo, bro, I don't give a damn who the fuck to get back. To get back, whether it's an AFC championship or NFC championship, bro, just to
Speak
get
that.
back.
Speak that.
Bro, it's hard, bro.
They don't get that.
It's hard, bro.
But see, this is the thing, and then also when people start talking about, well, he's the weak link of the team. There is no weak link.
What?
You're making it and you're winning.
Yeah.
Because he's doing what's asked of him to do, and being efficient doing it. Yeah. Do you think Joe Burrow would love to be in his position? You don't think Josh Allen would love to be in this position?
Yes, sir.
Lamar Jackson to be in this position? C.J. Stroud to be in this position?
Right.
Jaden Daniels to be in this position?
Right.
But Jaden has now touched the apple, tasted the apple.
Yeah.
So he has a feel of what he can do to get there.
Right.
These other guys, like, you know, that's the thing is that I talk about. Think about if Joe Burrow's career. Joe Burrow plays 16 years, let's say 16 years, puts up great numbers.
Yeah.
Only one Super Bowl appearance, no Super Bowl win. What does his career look like?
Does he have an MVP?
Evaluation.
Does he have MVP?
But even if you have an MVP, even if you have an MVP, what does that look like?
You saying he going to the Hall?
But
You saying he going to the Hall?
no.
Does he?
But my thing will be, the comparable will be, Joe Burrow's on the trajectory of a Dan Marino maybe. You see what I'm saying?
But what do we ever mention Dan Marino in Super Bowl?
No.
Right.
But people forget that.
Right.
Because Dan Marino had like a Jaden Daniels kind of impact early. And then you would think, even for me, I went to the Super Bowl 10 years ago. Think about it.
I went to the Super Bowl 20.
Listen, so at the time...
Hey, that's like Kevin Hart.
Damn, when you put that, he Trump much. But even for that, it's like, yo, I was 25, 26. If you asked me then, I said, bro, I will bet my firstborn that I will get back to the Super Bowl.
Oh, 100%.
That's how confident I was in.
100%.
So now that even puts a magnifying and a highlight on, like, yo, hold on.
On Jalen being there.
That.
Yes, and I always defend him because people want to always go to, well, he's averaging 125 yards passing.
Yeah.
Okay, but he also is winning.
That's true.
That's what we get measured by.
Yes.
Wins and losses.
Yes.
And so, I mean, prime example, Eli Manning ain't get in the Pro Bowl, in the Hall of Fame.
Talk to me. Do you think he's first ballot?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Look at his numbers.
Bro,
His numbers are very good.
I was on First Take this morning, and Stephen A. had a mic dropping moment when he never was an All-Pro. He had 2 Super Bowls, and with those Super Bowls, that was the only time he ever made an appearance in the playoffs that he got those wins. Every other time, it was either he's going to the playoffs to go to the Super Bowl,
or he's losing first round.
When you look
Losing
at it like
first
that,
round.
it's like, whoa, is that first ballot numbers? Now, we all know
Is that second ballot number?
The Manning name carries a lot.
That was my conversation. I said, the people asked me, was I shocked? I said yes and no. I was shocked because of the Manning name, and he's got 2 Super Bowl wins and 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
Yeah.
That. But even too, okay, when you ask me, it's like, yo, bro, I was recently asked about would I trade my MVP in.
Let's talk about it.
Talk to me.
Let's
Would I
talk
trade
about
my
it.
MVP
When you
in?
said that, I knew that there was going to be backlash. But my answer to that for you would be, I know you would love to have that Super Bowl.
Of course. It's bro, I've always played this game to prove people wrong.
Right.
You have to understand, when I came into the league, you were the OG.
Yep.
You, bro, let me tell you this, and please let me keep my thought too, but I want to veer off. I had a conversation with you early on in my career, and you asked me, bro, are you being a pro? I'm like, man, are you being a pro? He's like, Cam, your presence as a quarterback is by default. Bro, showing your face around the facilities is important. Even if you're not doing, go get treatment.
Yes.
Hey, even if you can watch film at home, but you need to watch film
In the facility.
Hey, are you working out? Just show them that, bro, every morning. What do I do still now? Like, I'm on a 13-day journey, have not missed a day, with the same cardio routine that I did when I was still an active player. It was because of you, bro. And I thank you for that.
Yes.
And what you unlocked for me is a person that says, damn, dog, that's what OGs are supposed to do.
Right.
Now, when I am able to mentor the Jalens, whether they want it or not, it's like, bro, I'm the honest motherfucker that has to shoot the shit straight.
Yeah.
Now, no matter what you do professionally, there's a different distinctive, like, hey, dog, I want to give you advice, but also understand, like, this is how they're going to judge you.
Correct.
I'm the motherfucker that's going to tell you in front of everybody what they are saying.
Right.
Does that make me a hater, though?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
No.
So,
But see, that's what we get portrayed as
Yes.
early on. It's like, man, he was trying to like, you need to listen, because I've had that same conversation with RG. RG shut me down early on because he said he didn't want to spark up any kind of beef between me and the Shanahan. And I go, my conversation with you has nothing to do with the Shanahan. That's your coach.
Yeah.
I said, they don't define my career.
Right.
But what you need to do is you need to be the first in the building.
Yes.
You need to get your day started.
Because you're hearing that you're not the first.
There it is.
You see what I'm saying?
Because they always, when it comes to us, is he's athletically gifted. He feels like he doesn't have to do
Yes.
so now it becomes you're there early. You're getting a workout in. You're eating breakfast there early. You go watch film. Meeting starts. You're already set. You got the plays already set. Now you're watching film with the quarterbacks. Now we're going over blitz. Now we're doing over install. After everybody now leaves, you sit back, grab some dinner, whatever, go right back up there and watch some film for the next day. Like you're preparing yourself. And so what happens is now the coaches, boom, know you're in the room.
It's the
janitorial staff, boom, know you're in the room. The secretary, oh, well, Cam's been in there for an hour.
Hours, yeah.
Right. So now all of a sudden you're leaving, coach will look out his window. Oh wow, it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Getting out of here. What happens next morning? You come back up in there with your coffee or whatever at 6:30.
That matters.
It matters.
That
matters.
It matters.
Bro, I was delusional not to realize that early on. That wasn't to say like the meeting starting at 8 o'clock. I was not the guy that's gonna show up at 7:50. But I didn't know the impact of my presence.
Right.
You unlock that to say like, Cam, bro, I don't know what you're doing, but just make sure you're doing these type of things and you're doing it your way.
Right.
All right. Whether it is hot tub, cold tub, steam room, you got access to so many things. Like now, away from the game, you're saying like, damn, I wish I had the motherfucking trainers to just give my legs a flush out. Hey, bro, bro, God damn, my back. Hey, man, just give me a stretch.
Yeah.
It may look like a 15 to 20 minute stretch session, but the insurance of people knowing, I know Donovan's here. I know Cam's here. I know RG's here. Matter of fact, I know Jalen's here. I know Patrick's here. It's that understanding. Our leader is here.
Right.
We don't have to call and be like, yo, bro, like, where you at? Oh, man, I just left. I'm at the crib. What's good? You straight? You need? That's different.
Yes.
When you're committed and people know that you're committed, it does something different to that. I want to ask you this, though. Will y'all motherfuckers ever be cool?
Who?
You and T.O.
Maybe.
Like, bro, can bro.
I gotta chime in after you finish here. Go ahead, bro.
You too great. He too great.
This is the thing that people don't. I was never the one that started the mess. Understand that. I was never the one that started this whole deal. Remember, I wasn't the one who came out speaking publicly about somebody else. I've never even called him out upon publicly about anything.
Right.
So when a question is asked of me of that situation or whatever, I speak on it, but I'm not the one calling him out. Like I said, I did the interview before. Dog, I got kids.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about something that happened 20-some years
And
ago.
that's where, as a person, I'm looking at it. It's like the most recent one was the AJ Brown with the Jalen. I'm like, well, why are we?
Because it becomes when you mention my name, all of a sudden now you become relevant again.
Yeah.
On my behalf, and I ain't done nothing.
I just hope, bro.
Listen. I've always learned from my dad. Just always teach me, you be the grown man.
Yeah.
You be the grown man, and being a grown man is just understanding the situation and being able to live my life.
When was the last time you guys had a normal conversation together?
Years. I don't know.
Do y'all even see each other?
The funny thing is this. So that happened in what, 05?
05.
Years after that, we'll be at the Super Bowl. We'll be at the same place when we talking.
Like natural, like we cool.
Conversation.
Like,
but
this type of talk.
then leave the Super Bowl, and you would thought that the conversations never happened. Because it was one time in Tampa, Mike put us together, me and Jordan. Because I was under Jordan. So went to Mike party.
About to go. I swear you just took the thought, but keep going. Yeah.
And me and him, all of us in there talking. Dude never thought we had any issue. And left, and then there was a comment that was made. like somewhere, whatever, made a comment, and it's like, and now I got to answer to his comment, and so just like the AJ Brown situation, that ain't got nothing to do. All I talked about with the AJ Brown situation when he said our passing, and I go, dude, because I do Monday radio in Philly every week, and I go, all you got to do is walk right down the locker room, go talk to your quarterback, and then both of y'all go upstairs to the OC and get it situated. Because I talked to James. I know where the passing situation was and where he was mentally about it. And I said, y'all go up there to the OC together. And then I hear he tweets something that ain't got nothing to do with neither one of us.
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah. Everybody was. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, come on. It's 25 play. I don't give a fuck if it was last week. I just know he has a lot of respect. You have a lot of respect. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, that's one of those situations where, man, for Peyton to have Reggie Wayne, to have Marvin Harrison.
They would never do that.
You see what I'm saying? But now, like, you see the black dynamic, and it's like, damn, bro, why are we making everybody right when we can change that shit to be wrong? Where it's like, why the fuck y'all don't got a pocket?
It's hard to lift you without him, vice versa.
It's bro, a lot of success came by way of T.O., right? Now, it's like, did you need? No. Did he need? No. It's like when you got greatness, how it started was not how it finished.
Correct.
And I always look at even co-parenting. It's like, yo, at one particular point, I saw something that whether I look at it now, at one point I saw something. And I'm holding on as a fan where it's like, yo, bro, Donovan McNabb, motherfucking between Donovan, Culpepper, Vic, fucking Aaron Brooks, for me, bro, like that shit right there was a time that molded my expectations as a quarterback. And I was seeing what inspired me to say, if they did it, I can do that shit too.
Correct.
And I don't want no smut on your name. And from the fans' perspective and the young one, it's like, damn, OG, like, I just hope y'all can get that shit right, because it's not right that it's not right. That makes sense?
It's not right that it's not right, but the whole thing for me is I'm living my life.
Yeah.
He's living his life.
Yeah.
Now, however you manage your life or what you do and what you say is according on you. We're all grown men.
Yeah.
And we all got kids.
Alphas
and we all
too.
got kids.
Yeah.
So, like, my kids don't always say, Dad, what happened? And, my kids don't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Because that was before them.
Yeah.
And then now they see it or whatever. It's like, why are you always talking about it?
Yeah.
Because it ain't him. It's somebody else. It's other receivers or whatever. Because after he says something, then everybody want to chime and do whatever.
Right.
And so I just laugh at the situation because you ain't going to stop my flow.
Yeah.
My dad's going to continue on.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you this, though. My last question is, being one of the original Jordan athletes.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
Like you was talking about, I was like, damn. But the original Jordan athletes,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And y'all was wearing the shoes. You feel me? How was that? And now you see the fashion of the game or the cleat
Right.
design.
It's funny watching it now, man. I get pissed off about it because I'm like, man, if I could have picked what Jordans to wear and then they make them cleats, you know how dope that would have been?
Yeah.
They clean now, too.
Man,
Yeah.
like Jalen out here getting funky.
Bro.
I'm like,
I'll wear those shoes. Fuck them. I'll wear those cleats and shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't know that was, and it wasn't an option.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it says a lot about Mike in general of where he's touched the game culturally.
Yeah.
Bro.
And how he's uplifted fashion.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember with Mike and we were talking polo shirts and Izod type sweaters and socks. Like, I was always talking about that fashion part. And so it was like, damn, we're thinking about it. Now they've moved into that direction. And then to see where the shoe game now goes with the fit is nuts.
But even as a black quarterback, you've seen how you affect the culture. Now you have time to sit back and like watch like damn, that's a little bit of me in there. That's a little bit of me in this part. Like how does that feel? It's like I made a change in the cultural aspect of the game.
For me or for you know what, it's funny because when they start talking about how the game changed and you know with the quarterbacks and how all of a sudden now it's appreciated. They never really mention it. They usually say Vic. So they don't mention me and what I did. They don't mention Randall. You know what I'm saying? It's when they skip the generation and then they go right into what they've seen. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't rush for 10,000 yards or whatever it may be and whatever touchdown. Like, but I still was up there. Because I'll even throw another name out there that they don't even bring up. Steve McNair.
Evan there.
You know, I mean, because Steve was before me, and then we were together. Like what Steve was able to do and accomplish is unbelievable. His career almost very similar like mine. Went to one Super Bowl, just lost, and then he was in co-MVP, which he should have been. He should have been an MVP outright, but they gave it, split it between him and Peyton. You know, so his numbers were up there as well, but they don't mention us too. And so the culture of what it is, like older people in their mid-30s to 40s, they know of me. The younger crew don't. And I'm cool with that.
No, you're not.
I'm cool with that.
Is that true?
But I'll say this, and I'm seeing your team. I say, bro, thank you for how you impacted my life.
Yeah.
Right? And you do, and you should get more flowers for you, bro. Every time, it's a celebration every time we link up, bro. Appreciate your time, appreciate your insight, and dog.
You dressed down today. I'm proud of you.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I'm proud.
No,
you know,
I'm
proud of you.
You
You know, Peggy out here with his king beef.
There you go.
Had the chest hair all out on the show, and then you know you comfortable today.
I'm just looking like I'm wearing my outfit on me.
I'm about to say you kind of look like you're just relaxing today.
I'm actually relaxing. I'm about to fire one of these cigars up, man. You know what I mean? And really be rebellious.
Yeah,
but I ain't gonna do it, man. McNabb, bro.
Always a privilege, always an honor, man. Being here.
Reese's has big news.
What the hell is this, bro?